A shattered window and bullet hole in the windshield. The aftermath of a deadly police shooting in Senatobia, Mississippi that resulted in the death of 1-year-old Kohen Wiley.
Okay. Here's what we know. On June 15th, a Senatobia, Mississippi police officer shot and killed Kohen Wiley, a 1-year-old black boy, in a Walmart parking lot. The state justification was an alleged shoplifting call involving a box of fucking diapers.
According to investigators, the shooting, which took place Sunday in this Walmart parking lot, occurred when officers responded to a shoplifting call involving 2 adults and a child. Authorities say the 2 adults, now identified by the family's lawyer as the boy's mother and her friend, tried to get away, driving toward and nearly hitting an officer. Another officer then firing at the car. Investigators say the trio ended up at a local hospital where the 1-year-old was pronounced dead, one of the adults suffering critical injuries. No officers were injured. The family of Kohen Wiley now distraught and demanding answers.
I don't know anything right now. My grandson gone. I just want justice.
Tonight, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is now investigating the shooting.
The state story is that the car drove toward an officer. The people who are actually there say things were different. Multiple witnesses say they saw the car drive away with officers chasing it on foot and then heard gunshots. One of the witnesses directly, I know they're not shooting at the car that's leaving in public. This is Walmart. Cohen's mom was in the passenger seat holding the child. His aunt was driving. The aunt was critically wounded. So to be precise, to be clear, an officer fired into a car occupied by a mother holding a baby and her sister over a box of fucking diapers. So far, no arrests have been, not for the alleged shoplifting, not for anything. That alone should expose the logic. If the car was a deadly weapon aimed at her, why is no one fucking charged?
It seems as though all of the pieces haven't been put together. And what I mean by the pieces is it seems as though there is still a lot of video evidence and surveillance that the police are pulling together that they are not releasing right now. And we do not know when that information or that evidence is going to be released to the public. I'm going to say that as we have seen through time immemorial historically with the police departments, when they have something on you or they believe they have something on you, they're not slow. They're not slow to release it.
No, they're not
slow to release it. So this gives me
and there's nothing that they could release. There's nothing that they could release that would in any possible way substantiate that level of use of force. What could they possibly say? You know, the only thing that I can possibly think that they could say is that either the mom or the aunt were holding firearms out the fucking window, aimed their way, and let off shots. There's no other way for you to actually pull your weapon in public, in a public Walmart parking lot, and let off shots for a box of fucking diapers.
They pulled the same move.
That's the part that I struggle. Not as where it had, there was some ambiguity about why they were on the scene. They were responding to a shoplifting call. They were aware that they were responding for shoplifting. They weren't just showing up investigating why they were called. They were aware that it was for shoplifting, my guy.
You see what they're trying to do, at least the argument that they're making right now is that, and we'll put a clip here for you guys to check that out from the actual local news station, is that the police are alleging that the reason why this man opened fire was because the driver was coming at him with the vehicle. But if you look at some of the bullet holes in the windows and stuff like that, it seemed like exactly the same thing we saw with Renee Good in Minnesota. It didn't seem like she I wouldn't have seen some of the stuff that I've seen and thought that the person was coming directly after him. Like you're
firing after it,
after the fact.
Get out of the way.
Firing at you.
not even just that, but like I said before, we all know that there are, especially in particular areas, Walmart has, Target has all of these surveillance cameras all over the parking lot, all over the building. If they honestly thought, and this is my belief, I could be completely wrong, but if they honestly thought that they had this woman dead to rights, for lack of a better description, if they had her dead to rights and they had video evidence of her like coming at this police officer with the car, they would have released that shit.
I'm Commissioner Sean Tyndall with the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. In 2022, legislation was passed that required the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation to investigate all officer-involved shootings in the state of Mississippi. As part of that legislation, once that investigation is complete, our files are turned over to the Mississippi Attorney General's office, and they will review and make a determination as to whether or not to present that case to a grand jury and whether or not that trial against any officers would proceed after that point.
And again, there's so many things. And this is not us trying to be Monday morning quarterback of policing, right? This is common sense. This is what we know. With all of the surveillance, and again, like you said, all of these box chain stores are some of the most heavily surveilled areas in your city. Okay. Yep. Walmart is heavily surveilled. They got cameras on every damn pole in their parking lot.
Yeah.
They could have easily got the license plate, the make and model. They could have called and radioed and set up a roadblock. They could have put up APB out on the car. There's 100 things that they could have done.
Honestly, they could have done. Yep.
But I've seen people online arguing that, okay, and this is what fucks me up the most, my man. I've seen black folk and white folk arguing and trying to create justification for what this police officer has done. And to me, that right there, that is fucking treason. That is treason. Because there's no way. A 1-year-old?
Everything they did and everything, those Rick Chow did was illegal in terms of shoplifting, conduct and law. Anyone that works in retail knows the rule. You never run after these cats, not even the security cats.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a fucking diapers.
You're not supposed to
run after diapers is. Shit.
You have no authority to apprehend no one.
Not even that. I don't know what the law is in Mississippi, but I know in most states now after 2020, because of the cost of what it takes to prosecute
and to do all the things,
security and deploy police and all that other stuff. They say that anything shoplifting for items that is under a particular amount typically just goes under as a misdemeanor. And I'm just saying, like,
covered in insurance.
That she stole a box of diapers. You telling me that Walmart don't got enough money insurance to recoup the box of diapers? Like,
they got boxes of smashed diapers in the back that the box is broken.
In the back now,
they can't even sell that. They're going to write off later on the night.
My guy, they're going to donate at least 100 pallets of boxes of diapers to use as a tax write-off later on in the year.
Dick riding for Walmart. What?
Yeah, bro.
How?